using the color blend layer to color in a black and white image. We have a grayscale image here. How we know it's grayscale, if you look up at the top on the document window here, it will give the name of the file and then it'll give the percentage, and in brackets it'll say gray /8. That means 8-bit depth color. Now, color modes in Photoshop Elements or Photoshop can be changed from the image menu and mode. That will tell you what it is. You have a number of options. In Photoshop Elements you have a bitmap, which is just black and white, a grayscale, index color, which you use for PNGs and GIFs if you're using images for the web to create graphic files, and the standard one is RGB color. This image is grayscale. Now we need to color it in, so we need to convert it. So image, mode, and convert it to RGB color. How we know it's RGB? Now instead of saying grey up at the top, it now says RGB. Now down on the right hand side we will see the layers panel. We'll see a layer that says background. Now we need to create another layer to paint on. Now what we wouldn't do is paint on this layer. If we just painted on this layer, it would have a solid color. Then we can use the eraser and rub it off. It will actually rub the whole image off. So we need to create a new layer to paint on that. If we make any mistakes, we can rub off what we painted and it won't damage the image below. Also, we can, by creating a new layer, we can have it to blend with the existing layer, so Photoshop knows we're painting and creates a transparency on that, so we don't go over the top and it gets thicker and thicker as we paint. So we need to create a new layer. So we go up to the layers menu and we go new and new layer. Now I will call this color because that's what we're going to do to color it in. Now where it says mode, it says normal. We need to click on that and go all the way down, second from bottom, and select color, and then click OK to that. Now if we look over in the layers panel, we have our background layer with the car on it, and we have our color layer which is empty. It'll have a checkered background, which means it's transparency. Now we'll zoom in a little bit of our image here, getting ready to paint. Now usually if you're going to paint selective parts of your image, you would mask off areas either using selection tools to mask off. We're just going to focus on how the color mode blend works, so we're going to paint in very neatly. We go down and get the paintbrush tool in the tools palette on the. Once we've got that, we can change the paintbrush size, and we hover over here and it will display how big or small it is. And when you're painting something in, you probably have to change it as you start to paint. Also up here in the paintbrush defaults, we will select a hard brush. You can select 19. Hard brushes have hard edges around, and the soft brushes have soft edges depending on what you're painting. But here we want to get a nice sharp line, so we're going to go for a hard brush. Now if we click the mouse now and start to colour in, you will see as we paint, you'll be able to see the detail through. Now no matter how much we go over what we've already painted, it will still not get any thicker because Photoshop knows that we're colouring it in and it's blending with the layer underneath, and so we're not blotting out any of the detail that exists below. So we'll just have a little look at what it's doing. So if we go to our layers panel and we turn off our background layer, now all it's done is created quite a thick layer on there that's solid, but when we turn the other layer on, the background layer, it blends. So the color layer or the color mode only can work if it has another layer underneath for it to react with. So we can carry on painting in there and painting in the rest of our image. Continue the paint process in until the whole image is coloured in.